Hello class, what day is it today?
Earth Day!
What's the point of Earth Day?
To save the planet.
Are you in the market for a new car, but don't know much about electric cars? If you knew all these facts about electric cars, you might be surprised how much you like them over petroleum-powered cars. You will be learning about the HP and torque differences, the cost of ownership, and the little pleasures of owning one. First off, you'll learn about the most important part about cars. Of course, the power. Well, an uneducated person would think petrol-powered cars would have more power than electric cars because it's what we've been using for over 116 years. Gas cars have to send fuel from the fuel pump, to fuel lines, to fuel injectors, into the engine, and combust to make power to spin the wheels. All that happens in a fraction of a second, which is pretty quick when you think about it. But not all cars do this at the same time. Compared to an electric car, that is sluggish. Electric cars send power straight from the battery to the wheels, and it happens pretty much instantaneously. They go 0 to 60 faster than its petrol competitors in almost every situation. It's a very different feeling, especially since the engine makes a slightly different sound, which I will get to. The other important thing when buying a car is the cost, and an electric car is a little different. Say you want to buy a Chevy Spark, and you couldn't decide between the gas-powered or electric-powered version. The electric one is always going to cost more than the gas counterpart, if it's in a similar comparison. The electric battery powered costs them double or triple what the gas engine does in the other version. But there are other things to consider too. There is no gas to buy anymore ever again. There is no engine to constantly fix and repair and inspect. Never have to get another oil change every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending on if it's a synthetic oil or not. Also, if the battery needs replacing, it costs thousands of dollars to fix, and you can't really repair them. You have to get a whole new battery, but they are typically reliable, but they need to be replaced eventually, just like a regular battery. It's a gamble whether you come out making money or not if you go for an electric car, but that's part of life. One thing for sure, though, is that there are lots of hidden pleasures when buying an electric car, as well that the petroleum-powered car can't provide. The small things you can get from an electric car can be cool to experience and make for a very different driving experience. The first thing you will notice is that there is no driving noise at all. Nothing. So it's easy to talk to each other when driving at highway speeds. The only sound you hear is the tires on the road. For those who believe in global warming or just love being kind to the earth, electric cars don't have any exhaust, so there is zero pollution. Doesn't bother me, but some tree huggers might find that necessary in a car. Also, there are no oil changes or stopping at gas stations ever again. When going for long trips, or if it's necessarily cold, or if it's really cold outside, and you don't want to have to stand outside and pump gas, you don't have to do that anymore. You can fill it up from the comfort of your garage every night. Also, there's no deciding which engine option or trim you want on the car. When I'm looking for a car, I always have to think for days whether I want the most powerful engine, that is the gas hog, or the more powerful engine with better MPGs, or the least powerful one with good MPGs but no power. It's very stressful for people like me, and you wouldn't have to worry about it because electric cars typically only have one engine option. There's no feeling of the transmission shifting through gears either, because there is no transmission. For someone who listens to all the noises a car makes, and at what RPMs the car shifts, it will be a weird time riding in a car that doesn't. Those luxuries are very unique to only electric cars and could easily persuade someone into buying one. Owning an electric car isn't for everyone. Some people like loud muscle cars that scream and have engines you can heavily modify and make your own. That won't be half as easy with an electric car. But if you're looking into for a car to get you from A to B in a quick and quiet manner, with no stopping to fill up, then why not give it a try? You now know the surprising power they can make, the cost to own one compared to its gas competitor, as well as the little luxuries you can get from owning one. For everyone who drives a boring gas-powered sedan who just uses it to go to work and get groceries and the usual stuff like that, traded it in for an electric car, the world would be a slightly better place. This is a diagram of an electric-powered car. There are almost no moving parts on an electric-powered car, unlike hundreds of parts that move on a gas-powered car. All there is the battery packs, the battery management system, the electric engine, obviously, and you only have to have fluids for the brakes and for the washers, and nothing moves. It's just, that's it. There's no moving parts except for the wheels and a fan, probably. And that's it.